The sheikh was asked about the Dajjal. Who or what is he? Is he a human, a monster, or perhaps a jinn? And how long has he existed? The Dajjal is a being created by Allah from ancient times. According to some scholars including Sheikh Abdu, the Dajjal existed even before the time of Prophet Noah, peace be upon him. This view is based on a hadith in which Noah is said to have warned his people about the Dajjal, suggesting that he was already created before the Great Flood. As for his nature, the Dajjal appears to be human. There's a well-known hadith involving Tamim al-Dari and his companions who set sail from the Mediterranean and became lost at sea. They eventually arrived at an island and found a man tied up in a monastery. This man asked them a series of questions about end-time signs, such as whether the palm trees in the region of Baisan in Jordan were still bearing dates, and whether the Sea of Galilee, Lake Tiberias, still held water. After this, the man revealed, "I am the Dajjal, and Allah will permit me to emerge when the time comes." Tamim and his group later returned and embraced Islam, informing the Prophet Muhammad of what they had seen. The Prophet confirmed their story and added that the Dajjal is being transported by angels from one region to another, kept hidden until his appointed time. From this, we understand that the Dajjal is a specific individual. He will eventually emerge in the end times, following major apocalyptic events, particularly after the Great War, al-Malhama al-Kubra, and the Second Conquest of Constantinople. This is not to be confused with the historical conquest by Sultan Muhammad al-Fatih. Rather, it refers to a future reconquest, after which Dajjal will appear. At present, Turkey is governed under secular laws and is aligned with NATO, which is seen by some scholars as a form of non-Islamic rule. The Mahdi is expected to liberate Constantinople once again, and following that, the Dajjal will emerge. Initially, he will appear in the region of Khurasan, then move to Isfahan, followed by Kufa and Basra. He will eventually reach a place called Amuk, or a village in the region of Sham and Iraq. Some narrations mention it as a ditch or a low-lying area. After this, he will gain international prominence. By then, the Mahdi's army will have weakened due to the immense trials of the apocalypse, and the Dajjal will gain further influence. Physically, the Dajjal is described as a man with thick, curly hair. He has two eyes, one of them is blind and the other is deformed. He is human, not a beast or supernatural creature, and he is known to have deep knowledge of the Torah. The Dajjal is said to wear traditional Jewish clothing and will claim to be the Jewish Messiah. He will also claim to restore the Jewish state. The current political entity known as Israel will come to an end, and the Dajjal will assert that he is reviving a Jewish kingdom, making Jerusalem the capital of the world for the Jewish people. His appearance will coincide with a time of widespread ignorance, Jahiliyyah. From studying the relevant hadith, it's clear that even when Imam al-Mahdi appears, ignorance will still persist globally. While there will be people who support al-Mahdi, mass ignorance will continue to grow in other regions. Just like today, where many Muslims cannot answer basic questions about Allah or fundamental aspects of the deen, similar or worse levels of ignorance will exist in the end times. This ignorance will make people more susceptible to trials, including following false Mahdis, false messiahs, and fake prophets. These types of tribulations, fitn, will continue even during the time of Imam al-Mahdi. Some mistakenly believe that the appearance of al-Mahdi will bring an end to all trials, but that is not the case. His appearance represents leadership and guidance for the Muslim Ummah, not the conclusion of all tribulations. In fact, hadiths mention that the era of al-Mahdi will include major challenges, such as famines and large-scale wars that result in the deaths of thousands. It will still be a time marked by spiritual ignorance. When we say ignorance here, we mean a lack of knowledge even about the most basic attributes, sifat, of Allah. Many people will be unfamiliar with who Allah is and what He has commanded. When the Sheikh was asked what Muslims should do if they lived during the time of Dajjal, he gave a clear answer: prepare. Every trial we face today is, in a way, preparation for the greater tribulation of the Dajjal. Each fitna contributes to the weakening of our iman, and Dajjal represents the ultimate test of faith, the peak of spiritual deception and misguidance. To protect ourselves, we must strengthen our faith. This means holding tightly to the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet, increasing our remembrance of Allah, dhikr, and regularly reciting the Quran, especially Surah Al-Kahf every Friday. More importantly, we must act upon Allah's commands and stay away from what He has prohibited. This is what brings light to the heart. A heart filled with light and guided by truth is the best protection against Dajjal and the trials that lead to him. Strengthening your connection to Allah is the key to surviving the tribulations of the end times. The best way to prepare for the coming of Dajjal is to strengthen our iman, faith, and focus on drawing closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The sheikh was then asked, how can Dajjal claim to be God when he is clearly deformed and unable to fix his own eye? Firstly, this very point is emphasized in the hadith. Dajjal's physical deformity, specifically his blind and defective eye, is a clear sign for the believer. If he were truly divine, he would be able to heal himself. His inability to fix even his own eye exposes the falsehood of his claim to godhood. Secondly, the Prophet warned us not to seek Dajjal out. If a Muslim hears of his arrival, they should avoid going near him. He is a master of deception, and his trials are so severe that a person might fall into fitna even if they believe themselves strong in faith. Interestingly, the Prophet mentioned that Dajjal can be defeated with something as simple as spitting in his face, and he would not be able to harm you. However, when he finally appears, very few people will truly believe in or remember that hadith. Most people will be so overwhelmed by the trials of the time that they won't take it seriously. This is the nature of fitna. It wraps around people so subtly that they no longer see truth clearly. Just like in today's world, when popular leaders rise to power, many followers become blinded by admiration and can no longer recognize the flaws. The Dajjal will present a similar test, but on a much greater scale. So where should the believers go for safety when Dajjal appears? The hadith instructs believers to flee to the mountains or seek refuge in sacred and protected places. These include mountains in general, Beit al-Maqdis, Jerusalem, Damascus, Masjid al-Aqsa, Mecca, Medina. Dajjal will not be able to enter these areas. These are the safe zones where believers can find refuge, both physically and spiritually. If you found this beneficial, please consider leaving a comment and liking the video so it can reach and benefit others. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from the fitna of Dajjal. To listen to the full podcast, visit the Traveler's Lantern channel. The link is in the description below. Make sure to support their valuable work.